All right, so on to example 2 for factoring quadratic non-monics. So again, that a term was not equal to 1. So in order to do this, we're trying to factor into the form dx plus e times fx plus g. So we're looking for those 4 numbers, d, e, f, and g, that are going to help us out. And again, just to remind you, we need d times f must equal 6. E times g is going to equal -5. And then d times g plus e times f must equal -7. So we have a little bit of a puzzle to work out for ourselves. So let's go ahead and list our factors. Now again, because our a term is positive and our c term is negative, we're going to focus on our positive factors for a. If that doesn't work, then we'll go back and look at the negatives, but usually you can figure it out with 2 positives for your a term. So factors of 6, we have 1 and 6, 2 and 3. It's not too bad. For our factors of -5, we have -1 and 5, 1 and -5. So in this case, we won't have as many possible pairs. I want you to think about and maybe take a guess for yourself which pairs you think are a better choice. You can go ahead and star them while I move over to my whiteboard so I can write a little bit larger for you all to see. You can go ahead and take your notes right on the paper. So again, we're going to be going through our list to see which pairs make the most sense. So our factors of 6 were 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. I'm going to color code again. My factors of -5 were -1 and 5 and 1 and -5. So I will end up with quite a few addition. Okay, so I'm going to start with writing out my pairs. So I had 1, -1 here, and 5 over here, and then I'll switch and put 5 and -1, just like we did with our last batch. Now I'm going to have 2 and 3. With my -1 and 5, 5 and -1. Okay, I'm going to go back to my 1s and 6s for my +1 and -5, and then they'll switch sides. I need 2 more spots for my 2s and 3s to get paired up with I know there's a bit of a glare, so I apologize for that. Let me move it over. Okay, so what I did is I took my factors and I lined them up. Now I'm going to find all of my sums. So I'll have -1 plus 30 is 29. 5 plus -6 is -1. -2 plus 15 is 13. 10 plus -3 is 7. 1 plus -30 is -29. -5 plus 6 is 1. 2 plus -15 is -13. And -10 plus 3 is -7. Again, my final pair here is the one that works. I don't do that on purpose, I promise. It's just the way it's working out for these examples. So if we go back to our form, we're going to have, right, our dx plus e times fx plus g. If you remember back in your notes, I'll bring that paper over, we have that d times f had to be 6, e times g had to be -5, and d times g plus e times f gave us our -7. So when we're doing these, we have to be careful when we pair them up. Even though here the 2 and the -5 are next to each other, when they go into our binomials, they need to be in opposite binomials so they end up getting multiplied together. So in this case, our d, okay, and our e is the 3, which means our -5, d has to go with g for my sum. So g is actually the -5, and e is the +1. Okay, I'll show you using the box method this time for multiplying that these are equivalent. So 2x and 1, 3x and -5. We end up with 6x squared minus 10x, 3x, -5. We end up combining our like terms and we get 6x squared minus 7x minus 5. So our final answer is that this will factor to 2x plus 1 times 3x minus 5. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. I hope you have a great day.